Hi and welcome. I'm sitting here with Stefan Larsson, the founder and CEO of BIMobject. Stefan, you've launched a new solution called BIMsupply. Can you please explain what that is?
Sure, I can do that. So first of all, we are living in quite exciting times at the moment. We see that even the construction industry are in a big digitalization and a big paradigm shift of how they do business. If we look in the world around us and we look at things like how LinkedIn and Uber and Skype and Spotify, these kind of solutions actually grow, we see very many similarities with our solution. So what we are doing with BIMsupply is a complete cloud solution. It's completely integrated in our BIMobject.com product portal. It's a way for the users of building information modeling to actually communicate and get the correct information to the supply chain. Not only the manufacturers, but also the supply chain for the very first time. So BIMsupply in many ways is cloud. It's about communication of the BIM model as such in a three-dimensional cloud environment, which we developed together with Autodesk, which is called Forge. It's also bill of materials in the cloud, what you normally call BOM, quantity takeoffs. It will be allowed to make bidding and communicate this with the right supply chain or the right manufacturer. And it's a kind of a business matching in a way. So even on the product pages, you will immediately see that there is a business side of the things where you can find your local sales rep immediately as an architect. So it's a new technology platform called bimsupply.com, and it will be a lot of components around it that will actually help you communicate and create a kind of an unbroken information flow from the configured components in your BIM project directly connected to the actual manufacturer.
Okay, but why BIMobject?
So BIMobject today we are beyond the first 5 years. We are close to 250,000 professional BIM users on our portal. We have 5 million stock keeping units, articles in our database, more than 40,000 parametric BIMobject files. We have the right kind of momentum right now to take things as they are, more like a digital product catalog, take that and actually allowing the manufacturers to enter into the projects. This is the time. We are more or less in pole position in the market right now. We have the resources to do this. So yeah, it's a matter of size, and this is what I always said, that you have to be number one in your vertical business model and what you do. And we are in a good momentum right now with all the users, all the content, all the information we see. This is why we can develop this technology. And of course, it's also a combination of having the right partnership. So our partnership with Autodesk is very, very important. And also the right developers, the right scalable technology, and the right moment. And they all go together right now.
But for the professional users, what is the value proposition of BIMsupply?
Yeah, so for the professional users, and with those we say, okay, architects, engineers, project managers, purchase managers, or the construction industry as such, this will be a whole new way of communicating what you need to buy, bid, tender, and order. This will be a completely direct communication with the manufacturers. You will have the ability to showcase your BIM models in the cloud directly to the manufacturers, find your correct sales rep, discuss problems, getting the manufacturer engaged in your project, getting support and help, getting prices directly from the manufacturer, and even making direct orders. So obviously this is a tool which is a little bit like as disruptive as Skype was for the mobile phone or for the telecom industry. We are directly connecting and matching a manufacturer's local sales rep with the actual specifier or purchase manager, and we are creating that link and we are also allowing the information to flow in the solutions, both in a three-dimensional space, which is the 3D part of BIMsupply, but also in the form of bill of materials, which is then, of course, configured components from the actual manufacturer. So there will be a lot of value. It's almost like moving from Google Docs, or actually, sorry, moving from a typewriter to Google Docs. So you can go to Word and then you can do it digital, but when you move to Docs, you can communicate it with anyone you want, and you can actually share that single source of truth. That's the same thing we are doing with BIMsupply. So we are putting up the information in the cloud. We are allowing the supply chain, the manufacturers to engage in the same project, discuss, collaborate, chat, and so on. So the value prop is really faster, easier, better, and direct communication and sharing knowledge and information at the end of the day. And of course, at the end of the day, have a better process and disrupt today's processes, because that's one of the problem. If you just take BIM and you add it to the old processes, you reach 20% maybe productivity gain, but it's very hard to draw lines or model faster. That's not the intention. The intention is all about getting better know-how and information into the processes and into the model actually, so you can actually make better decisions based on that know-how. And that's what we are bringing into the professional users. So a more direct access and discussion topic. So all about the information, know-how, and communication.
I've understood you have some sort of a 3D Skype function. Can you tell a bit about it?
Yeah, and this is really exciting, because this is the cloud stuff. So we are developing things on top of Autodesk Forge, which is the new cloud platform and solution from Autodesk. We are probably one or some of the absolute first companies in the world commercializing this platform and this technology. And of course, in Forge, we are using some of the technology from Autodesk to actually allow kind of a common data environment where you can share the model, you can walk around, you can discuss, you can make dimensioning, all in full 3D space. And actually the only one that needs a software like a BIM software like Revit is the one that created the model. That model will get uploaded in the cloud, and then it's very easy for, you can be hundreds of people in the same model, engage, discuss, talk, chat, and share and understand how actually, so the manufacturers can for the first time basically engage themselves into BIM. They will see how their products are configured, they can give advice, and they can even actually make direct orders to their factory based on the data which is in the model. So it's a full 3D immersive environment. You can call it game technology or whatever you like, but at the end of the day, it's the simplicity on how you engage into the model that's interesting. And with this technology also, we are really protecting the intellectual property of the architect, because there is no file that is sent to the manufacturers. They just engaged in what we call a 3D room or a virtual design room. So they can even, like Snapchat, say that the start date of this model is this date and it will end in 2 weeks, because there will be new versions coming out. But the architects can go back and be the real original owner of everything. You don't share any files with the other participants. You share knowledge and you share the 3D room. So that's what really is spectacular with this solution. And the other thing which is interesting with Autodesk is that we signed a partnership with Autodesk where we became the exclusive distributor of Autodesk Seek. And now you can also take all the Seek components and they will automatically now more or less work directly in BIMsupply. So even for the whole audience in the US and all the manufacturers already on Seek, they will also kind of be able to use the BIMsupply solution. So this is really new, exciting things we're doing.
Is it wrong to say that it is sort of a virtual reality for construction businesses?
Yeah, it's much more. So I mean, you could Forge from Autodesk. Forge will be used for many things, and there's a lot of kind of 3D viewers out there and so on. But we build the BIMsupply with a shared purpose. It's only about an unbroken information flow. So because we are talking about, we digitize all the building products, materials that are out there. We do it in a very, very detailed way. And we even have configurations, parametrics. You can add color, you set all the different logic of the product. Even fabrication logic goes into these objects. And obviously, since we have that knowledge, and that knowledge goes into the BIM model when the project is done, it's very easy later to actually order directly from the model, because it's just like the aerospace and the automotive industry worked for ages, or the shipyard industry. This is the process, this is how they work. It's only in construction we are stuck in old, very fragmented processes, and doing like a window schedule, door schedule, or even doing separate calculations in separate systems will not be needed anymore. We are completely short-circuiting that knowledge. So you will be able to take out an order directly from the BIM project and the BIM model. And this is really exciting with our technology.
So, what is the value proposition for the producers then?
Yeah, I mean, for the manufacturers, the value is enormous. I mean, for the first time ever, they will be able to engage themselves into the digital decision process, which is basically building information modeling. So with our technology, with BIMsupply, they will get bids, tenders, orders directly. They will be able to go in and engage themselves in building information modeling with BIMsupply technology. They will able to support their specifiers better, their designers better. They can see how their own products are configured in the context of the design and the context of the building. So for them, it will all be about understanding where are the projects. They will get direct bids and tenders and orders. They can win much more business. They can secure business by being engaged with the end user. So for them, I would say this is about, do you want to become Kodak or not? If you will still work the old ways and the old processes, go ahead. But there is a digital world which is completely changing the way you have to do business in the future. But the other thing with the producers is what's really nice with BIMsupply is that we will also be able to manage the supply chain. The distributors, the resellers, the local sales reps, they will be engaged in our platform. So they can be there with the business matching processes which we will have in what's called Spitfire, is basically the back office system, but it will allow every local sales rep to be matched and be able to support the users in our system, both on the product pages, in bill of materials in the cloud, and also actually within what we developed with Autodesk Forge environment, where you have this kind of 3D room and 3D space where the project is, and you can engage yourself into that. So the value prop for the manufacturers is enormous. Really, it's real business. It's business directly from the BIM systems.
So how does your business model look here?
So our business model is very similar to what we have done before. Everything BIMobject style is free for the users. So the user will just have to log in and register, do what they have done today, and be one of the community. When they go into a product page, they will immediately see who is my sales rep, and they can contact them. There will be no cost for the user. The user can also download what we will first do for Revit. So we will have the Revit app, the BIMobject app for Revit. They can create the bill of materials just like a type of Google Doc style, communicate, no cost for the user. And they can also engage themselves in project rooms, upload their Revit model, share it with the manufacturers, discuss, make orders, everything, no cost for the user. All the costs will be on the manufacturer side. And actually, this is also the manufacturers that will earn the money on these solutions. So they are the guys who should pay. So our business model is very similar to what we do before. It's all based on subscriptions. You will have to buy, there is 3 versions of Spitfire, which is the license system, depending on how deep you want to go into the BIM process. And if you just want to do bill of materials and product pages, it will be Spitfire 1 and 2, etc. It will be country-based, so you will have to start with country by country, adding your sales force and their sales regions, and then, get started into the solution. But the beauty for the manufacturers in the business model is that you actually don't buy software. You buy an online solution. You buy a subscription, and all the software runs in the cloud. Everything runs in the cloud. There is nothing you need to download or install in your local computer. Everything is cloud-based. So you can literally work from anywhere on any kind of device. You can have a Macintosh and you can run the whole Model 3 thing, even if it's done in Revit. So it doesn't matter. It's completely transparent. So the business model will be the same. There will also be an opportunity for smaller manufacturers, smaller vendors, which might not want to have the same business model. We can also run the system based on a commission. And this will also be a new thing for us, but that's an opportunity that we will allow in the solution.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.